In the last few years, Minnesota families and working people have seen a great expansion of their rights at work. This video will introduce you to two new laws that support families: the Pregnancy and Parenting Protection Law and Paid Family and Medical Leave. How did these new laws come about? Through years of organizing by labor, community, and faith organizations. By people like you calling your legislators, writing letters, and showing up to rallies. Together, we made Minnesota a better place to work and raise a family. Now, let's learn more about these new rights. Pregnancy and parenting protections. This law contains three main protections for pregnant workers and new parents: workplace accommodations, lactation or breastfeeding protections, and pregnancy and parenting leave. A pregnant worker is entitled to some changes to their work environment to ensure their comfort and health and the health of the baby. These include seating at their workstation, more frequent or longer restroom, meal, and water breaks, and a 20-pound lifting restriction. If a pregnant worker needs these accommodations, they simply need to notify the employer of their need, and the employer must provide them. No doctor's note is required. A pregnant worker may also request additional accommodations if needed, such as temporary transfer to a less strenuous or hazardous job, modification of their work schedule or tasks, and temporary leave of absence to deal with pregnancy-related illnesses or complications. The employee may need to provide a doctor's note for these accommodations. A worker who is lactating or breastfeeding may need time in a private space to pump breast milk at work. This law makes it easier for working parents to manage their lactation needs with dignity, health, and safety. A lactating worker is entitled to break times to pump breast milk. The employer cannot require them to use only their assigned break times to do this. The worker may take breaks according to the needs of their body. They may be able to coordinate this with their existing break times, or they may choose another time in the workday. The employer may not require the employee to clock out for these breaks. Pumping breaks are paid breaks, and the employer may not require the employee to stay after their shift to make up time missed due to pumping. Lactating workers are also entitled to a clean, private, secure area for pumping. This area must be private, secure from intrusion, close to the work area, not a restroom, and have access to an electrical outlet. Under Minnesota's law, pregnant workers and new parents have the right to take up to 12 weeks of unpaid leave for the following: prenatal care, inability to work due to pregnancy, childbirth, or related health conditions, childbirth or adoption, and bonding time with a new child after they are born or adopted. Bonding time is available for both the parent who gave birth and the one who did not. In 2026, this leave will become paid leave under Minnesota's new Paid Family and Medical Leave Law, which we'll talk about next. Paid Family and Medical Leave. Starting January 1st, 2026, Minnesota workers will have the ability to take paid time off for their own health or the health of a family member. Minnesota is the 13th state in the U.S. to have a paid leave law for working families. The program covers nearly every Minnesota employer, regardless of the business size, industry, or number of employees. It also includes full-time, part-time, temporary, hourly, salaried workers, and interns. Here are some of the basics of this new law. What is paid family and medical leave? This law allows you to take paid time off from work to care for yourself or a family member. It ensures that you will be paid a part of your regular wages while you are on leave. You will maintain your health insurance while you are on leave. And you will be able to return to your same or equivalent job when your leave is over. The leave is split into two major buckets: medical leave and family leave. Medical leave is time off to care for your own serious health condition. Family leave is time off to care for a family member. This includes time to care for a family member's serious health condition, time to bond with a new child, time to support a family member who has been called to active military duty, or time to seek help for yourself or a family member due to domestic violence, sexual assault, or stalking. The program offers up to 12 weeks of medical leave and up to 12 weeks of family leave in a single benefit year, but you can only take 20 weeks of total leave within a benefit year. It's important to note that paid family and medical leave is not a benefit from your employer. It is a benefit from the state of Minnesota. Employers and employees contribute to a statewide fund which the state uses to pay people while they're on leave. These employer and employee contributions are called premiums. The law requires the employer to pay at least half of the premium. The employee pays the rest. If you have a union, you can bargain over the amount the employer pays. In 2026, the premium will be 0.88% of an employee's wages. So, for example, the premium for a worker earning $40,000 per year will be $352 per year. The employer must pay at least half of the premium, or $176. In 2027 and beyond, the premium rate will be adjusted based on the amount of leave paid out statewide the previous year. How much pay will you receive while you're on paid leave? The law sets up a formula based on the average weekly wage of all workers across Minnesota. When using paid family and medical leave, workers receive 90% of wages that are up to 50% of the average weekly wage, plus 66% of wages that are more than 50% but less than 100% of the average weekly wage, plus 55% of wages over 100% of the average weekly wage. Using this formula, a worker earning $22 per hour or $888 per week would receive $745 per week while on paid leave. Employers are required to notify all employees of their rights under both the pregnancy and parenting protections and paid family and medical leave. The notices of rights must be provided in the 5 most commonly spoken languages in Minnesota. Your employer cannot stand in the way of you exercising your rights under these laws. This includes retaliating against you for exercising your rights. If your employer violates your rights, you may be able to file a complaint or a lawsuit to get what you are owed. If you believe your employer has violated your rights, here are some options. First, if you have a union, contact your union steward or representative. They can help you enforce your rights at work. You can also contact the government agencies that enforce these laws. For pregnancy and parenting protections, contact the Minnesota Department of Labor and Industry. For paid family and medical leave, remember this law goes into effect January 1st, 2026. Contact information for complaints is not yet available, but you can learn more at paidleave.mn.gov. When workers speak with a united voice, we can continue to make Minnesota a great place to live, work, and raise a family.